First of all, I'll start by saying this is a debate rigged in favor of opposing the motion. Because all the eminent people are here, and we're all young people here. I begin by saying that we have a hallowed principle called equality before the law. And Article 370 is an abrogation of that. It was introduced as a temporary measure, and the Constitution has an extraordinary article called Article 370, which title is Temporary Provision for the State of Jammu and Kashmir, and does not require the vote of Parliament to abrogate it. The amending power under Article 368 specifies the method by which a constitutional article can be deleted. But there's an exception made for Article 370 because it was perceived as something which is going to last a very short time. It was introduced at the urging of Jawaharlal Nehru. It was not a part of the conditions under which Jammu Kashmir merged into India. Jammu Kashmir merged into India when the king signed the instrument of accession, like 500 other kings who signed the instrument of accession to merge into India. And the instrument of accession had no clause for any special provisions like Article 370. And furthermore, the instrument of accession, as it was originally formulated in the 1935 Constitution, did not require the king to ask the permission of the people or take a plebiscite of the people in order to merge. And finally, once he signs, it became final, irrevocable, and it could not be demerged. No question of any demerger. On that principle, it was merged. But Jawaharlal Nehru, very often, he never listened to anybody, but occasionally he listened to Edwin Mountbatten, and on that basis, he went to the United Nations. And he said that till this United Nations matter is over, it will be over very shortly, this should be introduced, and it was brought in the late 1949, almost just before the Constituent Assembly concluded its provisions. Ambedkar, who was piloting all the bills, declined to move the bill, or the amendment. He said, I am not a traitor. I will not move this. So Sardar Patel was requested by Nehru that I have to suddenly go to London. He said for the Commonwealth meeting, but I know what he went for, and I won't state it here. And he said that please do something about it. So Sardar Patel asked Gopal Swamy Iyengar to move it. And after a huge uproarious debate, it was admitted, repeatedly stated, it is temporary, it will go very soon. And a Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir was set up. And so Article 370 says the President by a notification can abolish Article 370 subject to the concurrence of the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir. Now there is no Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir because in 1954 it completed its work, and having completed its work, it said that Jammu and Kashmir is an inalienable part of India, and made no reference to Article 370 in it. So consequently, by the doctrine of necessity, I would say that all that is required today for abolishing it is the presidential notification, which means a resolution of the Cabinet of India, does not require, thankfully, the vote of Mr. Manish Tiwari and his friends, who are hell-bent on stopping Parliament from functioning. So at least on this issue, you don't need Parliament at all. So consequently, I'll say that since no other state has got this condition, and that it was supposed to be temporary, more than 70 years have almost 70 years have elapsed. And therefore, the country should be integrated once again as required under Article 14. All must be equal before the law. I would say that this article should be abrogated forthwith, and the whole of India should function under one law. Thank you very much.
I'm supporting the motion, no?
Opposing.
Opposing the motion,
Right.
Please. Now, I'm always amused by whatever my friend says, and I'm one of his admirers. But the trouble is that he is not a lawyer, and nor has he read the documents. The Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir was not framed by the Constituent Assembly of India. It was framed by a separate Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir, which did its work from 1951 to 1956 and completed it.
54.
And no. It completed its work in 1956, and the Constitution came into force in 1957. Now please read the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir. In the last chapter, I'm sorry I can't give you the number of the article in the Jammu and Kashmir Constitution. It is that Constituent Assembly which has adopted Article 370, and it becomes now a matter totally beyond the power of Indian Parliament or any executive authority in India to tinker with it, because the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir has accepted Article 370, and I'm very happy that it has so happened, and we must all support the existence of this 370. It is now an totally irremovable portion of the Constitution of India by reason of its adoption expressly in an saving article in the Jammu and Kashmir Constitution, which is beyond the amending power of Parliament at all. So please, this article should not go, and this article serves a great purpose. It does not allow anybody to tinker with the kind of relationship that has been voluntarily established by the Jammu and Kashmir Constituent Assembly, so that today India is not to be treated as some kind of an occupying power. And I am surprised that the whole of the Indian government today or the last one which the recent government has displaced, both of them are so ignorant that they exactly don't know how to even talk to Pakistan about this problem.
When he says that Article 370 exists in the J&K Constitution, please ask him to name the clause at which I just been through the internet. Every clause, no reference. The only reference to the permanence of 370 arises in an agreement. I am telling you. Come on, I've seen it just now. Two, only reference ever made to the Article 370 being permanent was an agreement. It was only in the agreement or accord between Sheikh Abdullah and Indira Gandhi. And that is not a constitution. Maybe Manish Tiwari thinks that Indira Gandhi was the constitution and constitution was Indira Gandhi. First of all, this debate is framed, should Article 370 be abrogated? Firstly, if it can be done legally, we'll do it legally. But if it can't be done legally, then like Abraham Lincoln faced with the division of United States on constitutional principles, he said to hell with constitutional principles, sent the army and united the United States. So, is Kashmir a part of India? Of course, from centuries. All our holy shrines are in Kashmir. Is Kashmir Therefore, it is our duty to integrate it fully. Now, can it be done legally? I have already said so, that the only thing that exists today is Article 370, which is titled Temporary Measure. From hearing the speech on the other side, it appears that they have already decided whatever the Constitution may say, it is permanent because of a variety of compulsions that they point to. No country can be bound in compulsion when it comes to the identity of a nation. We believe in equality before law, and there's a constitutional principle that has to be established in Kashmir. When 500,000 Kashmiri Pandits were driven out, saying, get out, you're not a Kashmiri, of people who have been through generations and were there even before those who claim that they are today the owners of Kashmir. Even before they came, they were there. They were driven out, and in our own country they became refugees. Therefore, Article 370 died the day Kashmiri Pandits were driven out, and therefore to rectify that situation, we have...
Thank you.
Let's have a bet.
Okay. Okay, the wager is on, but we'll just...
If I lose dinner anywhere in India, if he loses dinner anywhere in the world.
I have some results here. We did conduct a poll before the debate started. The proposition being, this House will abrogate Article 370 of the Constitution of India. Before the debate, out of the 120 people present in the hall, 84 were for the proposition and 36 against. So that means 84 supported the abrogation of Article 370. After the debate, the number for the proposition increased to 91.